And here is a driver board out of Gorgar. And I've got my Gorgar MPU connected to it. And so what I've done here to this board is we've actually replaced all of the 0.156 headers here throughout. So we've got 12 in total. And I guess I can get these hooked up as well. We replaced the power input filter capacitor, and looks like somebody had already replaced the 40-pin interconnect. But whenever they did replace this, they had missed a little bit of alkaline damage that was underneath. So I went ahead and cleared that up, as well as swapped out the resistors here for 0 ohm jumpers, just in case if this board's ever put into a System 7 game, it'll work perfectly fine. We were having issues here with special solenoid number 3 that was locking on, and what that ended up being actually was IC8 here was bad, which is a 7408, and went ahead and replaced that, and then actually had some weird issues going on. So the switch or the special solenoid number 3 was still having issues, but it was kind of intermittent, as to where I would boot the board, it wouldn't lock on. I would enter into test, it would go through, cycle through all of them. You can go through and push all your switch inputs, and then it would start locking on. So I went ahead and figured, you know, it's IC, what is that, number 7 here, I believe? No, what is that? Oh goodness, I try to mark them, and I can't even read my marking on there. But anyway, I think it's IC10, which is right here. And so I pulled that and tested it, and the IC tested completely fine. And I had already tested the transistors, those were fine. Like I said, it was intermittent, it wasn't anything that was locking on right away, so it kind of rolled out the transistors. But what I ended up finding out was that it was the PIA here that was actually causing the solenoid to lock on just kind of sporadically. There was really no rhyme or reason to it, because, you know, once it would lock on, whenever I would reboot it, it would, you know, be locked on from the gate. But anyways, we've got that all cleared up. I don't have NVRAM here on this MPU, so I've got to go ahead and power cycle. But here is, get my power plugged in for my lamps. It's such a tight connection there, and there we are. So now we've got the lamp matrix dancing. The only coil that's on is the coin lockout, since we don't have this set to free play. And here is the high score to date, last game played. And so even though the displays are ran through the MPU, we'll still go ahead and test it. And so that's all working correctly. Moving into lamp test. And then we'll move over here to solenoid test. And I have had this thing running for a while after replacing that PIA to make sure that there are no other issues within that circuit there, which, again, it was kind of sporadic on when it would lock up, but I could get it to lock up every single time. It just was not always consistent with locking up right out of the gate there. But this is running back through, and solenoid 16, that's the coin lockout, which will pulse after the first round through. And so, again, all of that is working 100%. And moving into switch test. So we're just going to go through testing both rows and columns, moving diagonally through the switch matrix. And the last switch that registers in Gorgar is switch 44. And so everything is 100% working correctly here. And so I will go ahead and get this thing packaged back up for you and sent back. Thank you so much.